Yeah, I think my form probably definitely helped me. I think obviously not being in the squad for 12 months and then getting elevated a few months ago and then to be selected, I think it definitely came down to form. And I'm just loving playing netball with the Swifts. I think we're playing a really great brand of netball, and I got to obviously thank them for putting out great performances in the first 5 rounds and sitting on top of the table. For me, it's about growth mindset and just being in the moment and taking one step at a time. So for the next 4 weeks, it's all about Swifts, and then when I get into camp, it's all about the Diamonds. So for me, it's taking one step at a time, enjoying every moment, but just being in the process. I think Australian netball is in a really, really great place, and the depth of talent is enormous. I guess for them, they've obviously had a lot of quad. I haven't been around for the last 12 months, so they've had quad series and consolation cups, and they've obviously won those. And I think the youth brings a lot of excitement. I was talking to Seabass earlier, and I'm one of 3 that have been to a World Cup. So for me to come back in and have that experience at a World Cup, I think is going to be very important. But also, the excitement and the talent that we've got is exceptional. So I think we've got the combinations there, and we've got a bit of a twist, with Sarah Clow coming in who hasn't debuted. So I think we've got a lot of excitement coming into this World Cup. Yeah, I think for me, obviously not being there at the Com Games, I didn't feel that heartbreak. Obviously, I watched it and I saw, the England girls come back into the Swifts environment, so ecstatic with the gold medal. So I think going into camp in March, I felt that, there was definitely some unfinished business, and there are, the Australian teams out there to win gold, and nothing less than gold is going to be acceptable. And I think obviously the English think they've got a bit of a sniff of confidence that they did win that Com Games, but I think we've definitely picked a versatile team that players can play multiple positions to combat whatever teams throw out there. I think they'll definitely feel favourites, obviously, with the crowd behind them, but I also think winning that Com Games has given them a little bit extra confidence and the belief that they can do it. So for us, it's about obviously sticking to process and knowing that we are world #1 for a reason, and we do have a very versatile team that can combat whatever they throw out there. Yeah, obviously I've been on some really great phone calls, and I've been on the back of some really disappointing ones in the Com Games and a lot of quad series and consolation cup teams. So for me, my biggest advice would just be, go back to being you and go back into enjoying your netball, and that's what I did for the last 12 months. I got my life in a good balance. I started some part-time work. I spoke to a few people, and I'm just loving netball now. I'm loving the challenge that's bringing me. I'm loving coming up against world's best each and every week. So I think for me, it's just about you've got to obviously get over this disappointment. You've got to soak it in, and it's hard to do that, and it takes time. But then it's going back and enjoying why you're doing this and what you're doing it for, and I guess just going out there and loving the game again.